Hello, Brad here, just to say we're super proud that the Friday 5pm podcast is sponsored by the Malt Miller, the UK's best home brew store.
We use the Malt Miller for all of our homebrew experiments, as well as tapping them up for advice and binging on their awesome YouTube channel all the time.
That's why whenever we release a homebrew video, we put a recipe kit live on the Malt Miller, so you can brew with the exact same amazing ingredients that we did. The same ingredients used by pro brewers.
So alongside the Malt Miller's nitro-flushed hops, cold-stored yeast and milled-to-order malts, you can pick up recipe kits for our 5 Points Best Bitter, Russian River West Coast IPA, and now the fastest beer in the world, a hazy session IPA that goes from grain to glass in less than 48 hours.
Sign up to their newsletter at tinyurl.com/Malt Miller to get 5% off your first order. With the Malt Miller's amazing customer service and Johnny's 48-hour recipe, you could order the ingredients on a Monday and be drinking the beer by the weekend.
Speaking of which, it's Friday.
It's 5pm.
So enjoy this week's Friday 5pm podcast. It's Friday, it's 5pm, and we join you from what I'm going to call it the boardroom. Do you reckon it's the boardroom that we're in?
I'm the chairman of the board.
You're the chairman. You're not in the right place. You're on the side of the table.
That's
I'm a bit
true.
closer to the head.
Well, maybe that's the tail.
Oh, it could be the tail. It's probably the tail. It's
I
where the
think
telly is, so
We're
that's
sitting
usually
at
the tail.
We're sitting with our backs to the best view in the house, though.
That is true. Maybe we
Which
should
is
turn.
the
All I can see
probably
is concrete.
10-foot high architectural glass window looking out over Springwell.
Springwell.
And it's Springwell there, not Springwells. I thought it was Springwells, but it's Springwell.
Springwell.
Yeah.
Although the spring isn't that well. It's not a very
No.
good source of water.
We've heard they're a bit sick. There's a few of them. They're sickly springs.
Sickly Springs.
Yeah.
Not a good name for a brewery.
But I think if I had a little American town in the Pacific Northwest, I'd call it Sickly Springs.
And you get no tourists.
No tourists.
It would be like the town in Cars. Oh, you don't watch animated films? Nor do
No.
I. I'm an adult. So we are at Springwell, which if that means nothing to you, that is the newish home of North Brew, one of our amazing Patreons, one of the UK's greatest brewers, and brewers of one of the collaborations for our birthday beer. Full disclosure, sadly we didn't make it to North when they were brewing our collaboration beer, because brewing 10 beers as a non-brewery in 1 month turns out was a lot.
Was a lot.
But so we brewed, we'll dig into the beer in a minute, which we're drinking right now, but we finally made it up to have a chat with Christian, one of the founders, and with Seb, the head brewer, about the beer and about what they've been doing here, because Brad's never been to Springwell. I was here so super briefly a couple of months ago, and we wanted to explore it because it's an unbelievable site. It's I'd say one of the breweries that you should 100% visit if you want to understand what modern British craft brewing is about, really.
It's a destination brewery, isn't it?
Destination
brewery.
brewery.
If you're going to go to Leeds, or if you live in Leeds, you need to...
If you live in Leeds, you definitely do need to go.
How it was £9. Did you notice that the taxi cab basically cost the same as what you said an Uber was going to cost? Pretty much down. I think it was like 10p difference or 20p difference. £9.40, I think it was, Johnny. Or
So have Uber increased their prices, or have
I don't know.
local
It's
cabs?
rigged. It's rigged.
It's a rigged game.
It's a rigged game, mate. Can't win either way.
So now you know how much a taxi from the station costs. We should talk a little bit about Springwell. So it's an old tannery.
Yeah, it's massive. It is a massive Victorian industrial factory, I guess. At one point, it was a tannery to start with.
Then a steelworks.
Then a steelworks.
And now a brewery full of steel.
Now a brewery full of steel. In between, a massive pain in the arse to convert it, from what Christians have told us. I don't know how much of that is street legal to talk about.
Well, no, I think so, because they fixed it all. But Christian
game.
was basically saying they thought that steelworks would have very good floor.
Yeah,
but
because
actually,
they like made things out of metal in there.
pretty heavy things.
So it should have had like good electric supply, good gas supply.
And not a river going through it.
Not a river going through
which
it.
was an unexpected turn of events.
It had no gas supply, no electric supply, no water supply, or a very weak water
Too small,
supply.
like just literally the mains weren't big enough to supply a brewery.
Small hole. And then a river flowing under it. A Victorian broken...
A sickly spring.
I can't remember what he said the word was, but it's basically like... It sounded like an aqueduct underneath the building.
Like a diversion of a spring.
Yeah. But I reckon bricked. I think it was a bricked diversion.
That collapsed,
Collapse, mate.
So yeah, a bit of a difficult build, but what a beautiful space.
We're sitting in the very salubrious surroundings. They've got very tasteful artwork on the wall created by James Refold, who does all of their graphic design, which is wonderful. They've got their signature blue on one of the walls. The other 3 walls, I'm going to call it 3 walls. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 3 walls here that are raw.
I never thought this podcast would come down to Brad just counting walls.
Raw plaster, which is very beautiful, and they've got like a real rustique kind of look where they haven't replastered some of the corners, and they've just got exposed brickwork where it looks like it's sort of decaying, but it's obviously been very much
Looks a little bit like the set from like a war movie.
Yeah.
That kind of wall.
Well, that does that wall there.
Yeah.
And then this
Not so
is
much the nice plastered bit.
this is like Yves Saint Laurent blue, which
There's
is
a descriptor for
pretty nice, like that Moroccan rich blue, electric blue, which is like their like signature colour in Springwell's here, isn't
And
it?
kind of the colour on our collab can.
Yeah. Well, they went all in with the blue for us signature,
And all in with the beer.
all in with the beer, mate.
So we needed, so we had 2 sours as part of our 10th birthday. And we had a session sour with Hackney, which is what they're great at. And we wanted to come to North to do a triple fruited Gose, which was not a style that I generally love. But A, North are fantastic at it. And B, I knew that most beer geeks absolutely love a heavily fruited sour. So I was like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it with the right people. And I think we were justified in that decision because it's probably my favourite fruited sour I've had probably since we visited Florida and covered Florida.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think it's moved up after today into my number 1 spot for our collabs from our festival.
Good Lord.
I think it's number 1 now. It's a double triple fruited Gose with blackberry, gooseberry, and blueberry in it.
Yeah, so the double, there was some confusion at the festival and some confusion when we did the tasting notes because Brad didn't understand it and thought it was a typo. But so it's usually North triple fruited Gose is a 4.5%. That's a specific choice by the brewery. They don't like them too big, too strong, because they get too sweet. But we wanted one a bit stronger because we wanted it to be a point of difference from the Hackney one. So they went for 6%, and I think it really works at this strength. It brings some body and some sweetness, which is nice with the gooseberry, which is obviously very tart, slightly tannic. And obviously blueberries are pretty tart. And they're all, this season, it's sort of a seasonal, autumnal kind of beer, and they're nice and tart.
Did they coin the phrase TFG?
I think they might have coined TFG because the Vale, who inspired them, the full story is going to be in the video that we shot today.
Yeah.
They called it triple fruited, and then they'd call it like a name. So I don't think they ever called it a triple fruited Gose, as far as I know.
And
could be wrong.
This is a double triple fruited because it has 30% fruit in it, fruit puree.
Yeah, 1.2 tons of fruit.
1.2 tons of fruit, which is mind-boggling.
It's a lot of fruit. I don't know what that looks like. Like 4 barrels that you melt people in after murders?
No,
it
must be bigger than that. A ton. No, actually, I mean, it'd be pretty heavy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, lifting one of those would be... I'm not sure a human could lift one of those.
You're talking about the blue...
Yeah, the big blue
transport
barrels.
Things.
Yeah.
God. They're very much the blue that is in here.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the label was inspired by.
Yeah,
by the body barrels.
So hang on, is it double, triple because it's stronger? It's like a double IPA, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're normally, Seb was saying, they're normally 4.5.
So Goses, traditionally, the German style, is quite a low ABV, like 3-4% max.
But theirs here are about 4.5 normally.
Yeah. So it's double. Not exactly double because nor are Belgian doubles and nor are double IPAs, but it's the next level up.
Yeah,
So it's a double triple fruited Gose.
Yeah.
Anywho, my favourite's still the Beak, but this one is fighting with, I think, Short Shorts from Baron for number 2 spot.
Yeah.
I think it's Brillo pads, and I hope they make it every year. I hope that we do the festival every year. I'm coming around to that idea.
Oh, you coming around to it now?
Yeah, somebody else is going to organise it. We'll just show up and I don't know, shake some hands, and actually drink the beer on the night, which we didn't do that much of at the party.
Well, as I don't, this is quite controversial to say, but this is the first time I've actually tried the double, triple fruited.
Well, you and I are very much stuck at like the mini bar, which had 4 of the beers on and Budvar.
I pretty much just had Budvar because I was like, I couldn't get to the bar to get a drink. Actually, that's a lie. Kirsty bought me a couple of drinks to where I was.
I just went behind the bar and poured.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
That's why I was pouring for other people. It was like 1 for you, 1 for me situation. It panned out pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that how they do it in breweries?
I think so.
Taprooms?
I think
One for you, 1 for me.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we don't own a brewery.
Yeah.
We'd go bankrupt.
Pretty much.
And we'd fall apart pretty swiftly.
Maybe. I don't know, but we could. Well, we're
never
talking
gonna
about
find
this.
out.
We're going to open up a West Coast IPA brewery.
Yeah.
Only West Coast.
Yeah, it will last, I reckon, just over a year.
We just call it
Enough
Best
that
Coast.
all the bills will come in.
Best Coast. But we.
Is that a band?
It is a band. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting in trouble.
She's cool though. I reckon she'll be alright with it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Best. We'll fight her in the High Court.
Okay. But
Best
based
Coast.
on what? On
That
having
we're
the
not
name
in-
after her, partly being inspired by her, knowing her music very well.
Well, I don't know if I know her music very well. I know a few songs very well. They are pretty good. But yeah, Best Coast.
We shouldn't be recording this. We should be being like, I have never heard of Best Coast in my life.
True.
Judge.
Well, we called the Siren one Best Coast Scenario, didn't we?
We did.
So, you know,
That's hilarious.
it's halfway there.
Yes, so if you haven't tried it, there is still some possibly on their web shop, but I think that's the only place you can get hold of it now. It's sold very well.
It's fantastic.
And is a delicious beer. And we'll have a video. It's not going to be coming out anytime soon because if you're aware, we didn't have an upload this week because we couldn't quite get our pretty biblically
Chonky.
biblically chonky
Video.
all about the influence of American brewing on the rest of the world that we've done with the Brewers Association. Couldn't quite get it over the line. That'll be next week. So we're running a bit behind. We've got all kinds of incredible stuff that we need to squeeze out before the end of the year. Hopefully our St. Bernardus documentary,
Yeah.
but also a book, which,
You got to squeeze out yourself, mate.
yeah, okay. I think I wrote about 1,000 words in the last week. I need to quadruple that, and I might hit my deadline.
It's not a very good daily word count, Johnny.
Thanks, man. No, it's not daily. That's weekly.
No, I know. I'm saying if you broke that down to a day, per day.
Yeah. It's not even 200 words, is it? I mean, some days, let's be honest, I write nothing. Some days, in fact, I tweeted about this. Some days I write negative words.
I remember.
Yeah. So
I think we talked about it, didn't we? You said you delete. Last time we spoke, or the time before, you said you deleted more than you've written.
And that was true.
Damn.
That was true. While we're talking about American beer,
Yeah.
and the fact that we didn't have a video this week, you remember a couple of weeks ago I said that our American blind taste test
Yes.
had gone
a little bit of
viral
second
again.
win. A little bit of a second win back then.
So I think we were getting about 1,000 views a day back then.
Yeah.
We're now getting just shy of 3,000 views a day
Oof. That's good going, isn't it?
on this video.
How long ago did it come out? Over a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago now. So the algorithm's just, I think it's tailgating or something, and the
Picked
States
us
has
up
got
again.
people Googling. Anyway, what I've really been enjoying, very few of the comments are trolling. I
Yes.
think these people are, whoever's looking for this video or getting served it, they're macro beer drinkers, but they're discerning.
Right, okay.
There's lots of comments that say, like, my palate agrees, or my mates agree, or in general, America agrees with these these findings of the blind taste test. But what I really wanted to point out is there's a wonderful little microcosm of the internet developing around this video,
Good word.
which I guess must happen on lots of big videos.
Yes.
But so Anthony Rensing 4585 a year ago piped up and he said, as an American, I've always loved Coors Banquet, which was the winner of the taste test. And my beer snob friends make fun of me for it. Now I feel vindicated. And I remember that comment coming in and going, like, I'm happy for you, Anthony Rensing 4585. Now this comment now has 1,200 likes
Wow.
and 101 replies from other people who have had exactly the same experience in their lives.
We could do a podcast on this comment.
Literally on, just reading that Adam Buxton style.
Holy shit.
Like Mr. P.A. Worthington
Oh, yes.
Very he knows
official.
his beer, Mr. P.A. Worthington. I always keep it handy for the summer months. It's a tasty beverage. 23 likes. Same brother, 38 likes. You don't have to do much to get likes in it. It's a very positive microcosm.
Same brother. Oh, right, okay. He's
Yeah,
agreeing.
no, he's not saying it has the same brother. He's saying
same
comma,
brother.
brother.
Yeah, like it.
As an American and a beer snob, if you open my refrigerator, Coors Banquet is always in there. 64 likes.
So,
I just mowed the lawn. I don't want the latest 8.5% NEPA from Treehouse. 64 likes.
is that Hank Hill?
It's James Doolittle, 230.
Okay, Hank Hill.
Do you know, I don't think I replied. I don't think I'm part of this microcosm.
Oh, dear.
I think I've already talked about this in the podcast, but you know that there's I wrote a piece as a student journalist about bands selling out that is still has a whole forum based off of it, and people have made friends through it. Because what I said was so stupid. Somebody's just put, "All right, Johnny." Don't really know what that means. But anyway, I just love that like our viral videos, and we don't have many of them. We have like 5. When I say viral, I mean like
For us, they're viral.
yeah, they're not viral by anybody else's measure.
For beer content.
Yeah.
They're
I
absolutely
consider
viral.
it viral when basically my phone is lighting up.
They got a high viral load, Johnny.
Yeah, well, yeah. My phone has currently. I really enjoy that. You know that our boy, I've forgotten his name already. Our boy Anthony Rensing 4585.
Yeah.
Do you think he checks in and goes, "That was a nice thing I started"?
It's the best thing he's ever done in his life.
It could
He's
be.
got 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
So he's woken up every day to a new like, probably, or multiple likes.
And speaking of somebody who does, we do this for a living, and I don't get the likes. I used to get subscribes, but then it stops doing it once you get enough a day. But I still watch the views and get a little glow.
He's getting a dopamine hit every day from just writing. Read it out again. Give him a little bit more airtime. This comment.
Okay, Anthony Renting,
1,000 likes.
4585. As an American, I've always loved Coors Banquet. My beer snob friends make fun of me for it. Now, I feel vindicated.
Yeah, it's a very well kind of structured point he's made there.
Do you reckon he's gone to his friends and he's shown that video? Has he sat down in the pub and gone, "Guys, this English dude, he agrees. You don't know who this guy is, but he agrees."
Are you saying he's got 1,000 friends and they're the ones that have liked it?
Oh,
Or are
no,
you just
I
saying,
mean, I'd assume his friends would be like, "No, you're still wrong."
I reckon so.
That's what I'd have been like if I was his friend.
Yeah, he's definitely.
If I didn't like Coors Banquet, obviously.
Well, yeah, you did.
Because I do quite like Coors Banquet. I've still got the can.
Have you? Empty can.
Yeah, I just think the can was beautiful. I didn't keep it because I loved the beer that much. I just thought it was a beautiful can.
I like the bottle of the champagne of beers, which I always forget which one that is. It's not cool.
Miller High Life.
Miller High Life. I like the bottle and the design of that. It's pretty
It's
good.
very, 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 very much not the champagne of beer, though, is it?
No, but
I'm not just talking quality. I'm just like,
if
there's
you
nothing.
could, well,
I can't think of I can't think of a thing that has less in common with the champagne than Miller High Life. Really.
yeah, true. The only place I've ever drunk it, I don't know if I think I've said this on the podcast, was in San Francisco. I went to a dive bar several nights. I'm pretty sure I talked about it. It's called the Rumpus Room.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
No, with a great neon sign out in front of the door. I think it was like ladies' legs kicking out of a cocktail glass or something. Animated neon, like old school sign. When you went in, it was karaoke night when I went there. I'm pretty sure I said this because there was a guy singing 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
I want to F you like an animal.
Yeah.
Really weirdly.
Deep. Yeah.
Really, really weird. And someone else singing Que Sera Sera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when
must have been
I
very
was
drunk.
But their voice was awful. And it's such a slow, like, morose kind of song.
Yeah, that's a slow death of the ambience in that bar, isn't it?
But, like, I tell you what was good for the ambience, Johnny. Miller High Life and a shot of fucking, what was it? I don't know, it was whiskey. A shot of whiskey, Miller High Life, like $5.
So you were boiler making at the time,
Yeah.
right?
So, when the dude finished singing 9 Inch Nails, I was up on my feet clapping him.
Yeah.
I gave him like a fucking high five as he walked past. It's great. It was like really powerful.
Do you remember the first Allagash White you ever had? It was the start of our American documentary road trip. And we went into, we arrived really late in Boston, and the only place open was an Irish bar.
Yeah.
And we were staying in some random Airbnb right by it.
Yeah.
And we went in, and there was...
that was weird. It felt like a sort of gangster bar. Yeah?
I think it was like a veterans
Definitely
karaoke night.
weird vibes.
Because a guy gave like a spiel about veterans afterwards. I'm trying to remember what he sang. It wasn't Bruce. It wasn't like Born in the USA, but it was something of a similar I mean, obviously, Born in the USA, if you know the lyrics, is not actually that patriotic, but people use it as a patriotic song.
Yeah.
And it was that kind of vibe. It was like all America, fist pumping in quite a positive way. But we very much felt... I've never felt more British, I think, in my life, is how I would describe that feeling.
Yeah. We should have probably got up and sung a British song.
London Calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have liked that, I don't think.
Maybe not.
Was that my first Allagash White? I guess it was.
I think so.
Yeah, it probably was.
I think so. I think we even went there because it said on the the tap list had Allagash White, and I was like, well, that's a good start. Seeing as we're going there in a couple of days.
That was about the only thing I saw in Boston. You stayed in Boston after me, didn't you, I think?
Yeah, I mean, can I say this? I don't really like Boston.
Oh, what? Hang on. We're working on hitting up the Boston tourist board, mate.
But I don't know. Boston, I didn't love Boston. I mean, I went on that ship museum with the Boston Tea Party and threw a fake tea into the sea. And
Yeah. Did you have a
some
lobster
nice
roll
stuff.
as well?
I had
Didn't you?
lobster roll, and Trillium's obviously a pretty incredible space. And I don't know. We've been to a lot of American cities now.
Yeah, it was not the best one, that's for
Boston just didn't. I didn't connect with Boston like I have with lots of the other cities that we've been to or the breweries that we've been to. I don't know what it is about Boston. I feel like maybe Boston has that reputation as well for not... every film I can think of with Boston in is usually like a crime drama.
Yeah, it's kind of gritty, isn't it?
Like Baltimore as well. It's just no, only bad stuff happens in Boston on TV.
Yeah. Well, they've got a great accent, I think. Bostonians. It's like a real...
They have a strong accent.
It's like a hard man sort of accent. It's like a sort of Danny Dyer of America accent. Not that he's a hard man, but
He sounds
it's kind of like that, right? Feels like a real kind of working class sort of accent, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I didn't mind Boston. It was all right. But yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time there. Didn't we go to the Monk place as well?
The Monk place?
Yeah, wasn't there a Monk bar or something? Was it called?
You're thinking of Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
Monk's Cafe.
I hate Boston then. I think I'm mixing up, man.
I think all you've done in Boston...
Yeah, I was
Do you
literally the
remember we
Irish bar.
came out of the airport in the rental car, got our
the
GPS
tunnels,
ready,
man.
and then you immediately go to the tunnel, so you have no GPS. So
Actually, I hate Boston.
how do we leave this place?
It was... and how does a tunnel have multiple tunnels within the tunnel?
Yeah.
And there's no signs or no GPS.
Yeah. I remember I was on my phone just trying to
horrendous.
estimate where we were by the junctions I was seeing and telling you, change this lit, and you were
It was
freaking
horrible.
out. It was terrible. Yeah, Boston. Nah.
Nah, it's not for us. Not
Philly.
For us.
I like Philly.
Philly was good. Philly was good.
How do we get onto that? I have no... Allagash White.
Allagash White,
karaoke, which this podcast
karaoke.
often ends up on. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to that particular video because the comments are worth a visit. It's a very positive place of late. And there's not many comment sections that are positive.
Are we wrapping things up?
Not quite yet. Why?
No, I thought we were wrapping things up. I was going to say we've still got to sort of talk about things that we've got coming up and such.
Yeah, well, so I was about to move on because there is a structure to this podcast, believe it or not, sometimes. Because I was going to talk about me judging the British Guild of Beer Writers Awards this week.
Go on.
So I went to... There's a new Mother Kelly's. Did you know this in London?
Where is it?
It's in Tottenham Hale.
I have heard about it, but I haven't
by
been
Tottenham
there.
Hale Station.
Haven't been there.
Big space.
Yeah.
Brand new. Very nice. Was there for 4 or 5 hours reading the creme de la creme of beer writing, both from Britain and beyond, and judging on that. We had 513 things to read at the start.
Blimey.
And we had to whittle it down to 19 winners, 19 runner-ups, and a couple of honourable mentions. So I won the competition last year, and we won beer video makers of the year. So I had to chair the judging, and then we're announcing it on the 29th.
So we're not allowed to enter it?
No,
this year?
and now that I'm chair of the British Guild of Beer
even
Writers,
me,
I can
though?
never enter.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have to just then Brad entering.
Yeah, just pixelate my face or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be judging it next year because I haven't entered it.
It's a collaborative effort, so I think it's fair game to it. But hang on, when you're chairing it, you can never enter. But you're not going to chair it forever.
No, but I'm the chair of the British Guild of Beer Writers.
Yeah.
And you're also not supposed to enter the competition as the chair.
No, I know that, but you're not going to when you finish being the chair.
Oh yeah. For as long as I want to.
But you're saying forever.
Remain chair.
I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
No, sorry.
Just while you're the chair, while you're acting chair or
and
in the role.
You can be chair, I think, for 3 years, and then you have to be re-elected. See how long I last in the post before there's a mutiny.
I was just picturing you as a human chair.
Right. Okay. What kind of chair?
Well, like you are the chair. So
what kind of chair?
Well, have you seen Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Not like those, because they're like naked women chairs. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
It's like a pop artist.
I thought you were going to say like an egg chair or something.
Well, no, there's like a giant knob chair that rocks in that, and there's like a dominatrix table.
I was about to say I need to rewatch it, but I don't think I do.
No, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
But there's like a naked lady table and chair. I think there's a chair. Isn't that a thing from Arrested Development? Human chairs.
It's a hand chair.
Oh, hand chair.
Which is kind of mocking.
I like those. I'd quite like a hand chair, I think.
Mocking Baxter? No.
Yeah, where he's
What's
got
his
one
name?
hand. The seal took his hand or whatever.
Yeah. The loose seal took his hand.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's not Baxter.
I've forgotten his name.
Oh
as well.
my god. I do need to watch Arrested Development, just the first 2.5 seasons. Yeah, so I judged that this week. Obviously, can't talk about the winners or anything, but in a couple of weeks, we'll be releasing a list of all the winners. And if you're obviously a beer content lover, which presumably you are if you listen to this podcast, do check that out because there's some absolutely stunning writing, broadcasting, podcasting, socializing going on. It was a real joy to do, and one of my favourite things I've done this year, probably judging that. Although it was intense, a lot of reading to do while you're supposed to be writing.
That's why you haven't done any writing by the sounds of it. You have to read 600 things.
Yeah, well, no, that's been over a period of time.
Yeah.
Like we were just doing the shortlist now. But actually, yeah, I should blame it. I'm just too busy championing other people's work to do mine. Right, yes. What do we have coming up? You've hinted at stuff, and I can't remember what we've got coming up.
Well, I think we can probably announce that we're going to do a little beer festival, right?
Beer festival is a strong word for it.
Gathering.
Takeover. Takeover.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah. So on the 7th of December?
Is it the 7th? Thursday,
the 7th of December.
Yeah.
The plan is to release finally our Omnipollo collab, Brad's Breakfast. A coffee, cinnamon, coconut, vanilla chocolate stout.
Yes.
Chocolate? No chocolate.
No chocolate.
No, chocolate was in mine. I'm going to release that on the 7th of November at the 7th of December at the Beer Merchants Tap.
Yes.
An event we're currently, name TBC, calling Pills and Pastry.
Yes.
Which basically we want to have lots of lovely pastry beers on, but we realise that's unsustainable for an evening. So we're going to put lots of lovely Pilsners and probably some Hellers, maybe some Czech Ambers, Chernys, who knows, on tap. Lovely lagers, lovely pastry beer. We'll be flogging our merch, and we're also planning to do some tastings.
We are.
Tutored tastings of some Pilsners and of some pastries.
Nice.
Probably with snacks.
Oof.
Paid for tastings, these ones.
Paid for tastings, yeah.
So you'll buy the beer in our company for a period of time during that evening, and otherwise it will just be a great big
free-for-all. Nice.
So yeah, put the 7th of December in your diary, put the evening in your diary. We're not entirely sure what it's going to look like, sound like, be like as yet, but we realise that time is getting short.
Yeah, we might see if they'll let us take over the sound system. I think we put together a pretty good killer playlist of bangers, didn't we?
It was all killer.
Yeah, it was like pretty high tempo stuff as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not over a whole evening.
No.
Although
it might be a bit much. I think you'd be exhausted within the first 2 hours, particularly the way that it went.
All the dancing.
Towards the end. So yeah, put that in your diary. That should be happening. We will have absolute confirmation coming soon. We've had lots of people get in touch asking if we're going to be doing a Christmas video because of all the missed uploads. We do fully intend to do a Christmas video, and we do still fully intend to do a Christmas live show. So we'll be announcing the sale of the Taste Along box as soon as possible. And also remember, we have a web shop with our books, with our merchandise, t-shirts, prints, all the stuff that we were selling at our festival is available on our web shop. There's a link in the descriptions to this podcast. Shippable in the EU and the UK.
Yes.
Sadly, no US solution currently. It's something we'll look at, but...
Well, you can still buy stuff on Teespring.
You can still buy some of the designs on Teespring
Some of them.
if you're in America.
Not all of them. Some of them are exclusive to our merch store.
So we'll be figuring that out.
Yes.
If there's enough interest to get some stuff to the States. That's about it really this week with no video. I'm aware it's a little bit short this week, but we will be back. Honestly, next week's video is just about, I would say, both in concept and in practicality, one of the more ambitious things we've tried to do.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And I think it's come off pretty nicely, and it's going to be a great story. So we will, although we will be missing some uploads in the run-up to Christmas, everything will be much like our playlist for the festival, all killer.
No filler.
A little bit of filler. So yeah, 7th in your diaries, there will be a Christmas video and a live show, but we will see you next week, starting at Exhale Brewery, but moving on to 3 other wonderful breweries and chatting to some incredible American breweries as well. Yeah, right. Let's go get another beer, shall we?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Love a bit.
The Bubble and Friday 5pm podcasts are brought to you by the nerds behind YouTube's craft beer channel. You can watch over 400 mini documentaries at youtube.com/the craft beer channel. And if you love what we do, support us via Patreon and get access to merchandise and our amazing Discord forum, a positive and welcoming space for everyone who loves beer, food and homebrewing. Love and beer.